OCO, my name is Jori Cowley, and I'm a junior at Veneta High School.
From a very young age, Jori's mom and grandmother taught her about her Cherokee heritage.
I always grew up with the sense that I knew about my Cherokee heritage with my family. It's something very important to both my mom and my nanny, and growing up, being so close with them, I learned a lot about who I was as a Cherokee citizen, and it meant a lot to always know that I was Cherokee. My great-grandma was an original enrollee, so that was my mom's grandma, and she had so many stories. I never actually got to meet her, but my mom had so many stories about growing up with her and all the things that she taught her and the traditions and stuff. My nanny is like a strong Cherokee woman to me, and if there was ever tribal events, my mom and nanny would always take me to them, and I went to Cherokee camp when I was younger, so my mom and nanny always made it a huge part of our family to know that me and my brother were Cherokee.
She has been taking advanced placement classes and is a member of the National Honor Society, as well as speech and drama clubs.
Jori Cowley is that ideal student. She is so much rolled into one kid that it's hard to just pick a few things about her that stand out. She's a ray of sunshine. As a teacher, she has so many qualities about her that stand out. For instance, she has a drive that I haven't seen in very many kids. She has been on stage for me. She has carried major roles on stage for me. She has competed in speech for me, and she is amazing. Anything I give her, she tackles it. She's coachable, she's teachable, and that in itself is huge for me as a teacher. She will go far. There's no doubt that she'll go far. Her leadership skills are one of the things that will get her to the success that she's driven towards. She also has this wonderful light-hearted side of her. She loves to have fun. Jori is always so energetic.
Well, always growing up and knowing that I was Cherokee, it was who I was from when I was born. It means so much about who my family is and where we've came from, and what I can be because of the opportunities that I have because I am Native American. To me, it's culture and family and heritage are the strongest things that make a person who they are, so it's something very important to me and something that I hold right next to my heart.
Jori is a part of the FFA chapter at school. They took part in the chocolate affair in Veneta that benefited Home of Hope. She wasn't sure about joining, but something led her to get involved.
I ended up going into ag, and honestly, that's one of the best decisions I've ever made, because realizing that agriculture is not just necessarily the food that's being produced, but the processes, and agriculture is involved in everyone's lives. It's just exposed me to so many opportunities, and it's made me the person that I am today, and I'm so glad that I just had something strong pulling me to FFA, and it means a lot of also who I am.
She is involved in service learning in school. Service learning makes connections between the classroom and the community and provides structured time for students to reflect on their service experiences.
They get 2 more breakfast bags, bars, and 2 different ones.
One of the service learning projects is the Snack Pack program, and students go to the Salvation Army where they put together snacks for kids to have at home on the weekends.
Each day you will get a ticket for dressing up. This ticket will be placed in a drawing for a prize.
She is the chaplain for Student Council, which hosts the Hornet Olympics every year, and they do a lot for the community as well.
Well, as a student, Jori is very self-driven. I don't think it would matter what class she had. I think that she would do her best to be at the top. I know that she's involved in lots of extracurricular activities, and sometimes I notice that with her extracurricular activities, it made it a lot harder for her to keep up academically, but she didn't let that get in the way. She keeps very busy outside of school. And as a teacher, I'd rather have a student like that than somebody that was so worried about a grade that they didn't try anything else. Jori has a good sense of humor. She's a little bit of a tease. She likes to tease people to get reactions, and she's very involved with everybody that's around her. She's a strong advocate, actually, of the Cherokee Nation. She brings it up whenever she can in class where it's relevant. She loves where she comes from, for sure.
My nanny and my mom, I don't think I could pick one because they're both kind of even. They both played a very crucial role in me realizing who I am through my heritage and stuff. Just always telling me about stories that they experienced when they grew up and how things were different for them and how far the Cherokee Nation has came and how much we will change. And I can always see that through like the State of the Union that the chief always does, like, and our budget, how big it is now, and like we've come so far and we're just going to get better. So I think it's really important that how much we progress and that people realize that it's so important that where we've come from and where we're going to go.
Although she keeps very busy at school, she loves the rodeo and competes in pageants all over the state. Jori was a member of the Tribal Youth Council and would like to see the youth get more involved with keeping the language and the traditions of the Cherokee people going.
We took on the Gen I Challenge, so that is where you challenge yourself to speak Cherokee once a day. And that was just such an important thing that we did as a council, and just to have others sign the challenge too meant a lot, because by 2020, native languages are supposed to not be active and fluent anymore, so it's so important. And I think a big part, or something that we could change, is just for more kids to know about culture and heritage of who they are, because a lot of kids know that they're Cherokee here, but they don't really associate it with something that means a lot to them about who they are. I think it would be so important to actually teach not just younger kids. I know we do a good job about trying to incorporate it with younger kids, but even up into high school student age, so they would understand that it's a strong sense of who they are and who they can become and all of the opportunities. Maybe Cherokee ambassadors that are teens in high school could just travel around to the schools and speak. I think that would be really important, just to have ambassadors that are kids' age so they can relate and they would understand what it means to be Cherokee.
She wants to be a neurosurgeon so she can help the Cherokee people that she feels so strongly about.
I want to be a neurosurgeon, and the Cherokee Nation always has so many available spots for like doctors that can help our people and make them healthy and just help the tribe. Going to college, I know that the Cherokee Nation can help fund my medical school, and I could have the opportunity to come back and work for the tribe. And that's always been something that has meant a lot to me, because I know that I can give back while doing something that I've always wanted to do.